Well, hello and welcome to Raiders TV. I'm Pabs. I'm joined by my main man, Mr. Paul Nicholson.
How you doing, everyone?
And we're basically going to talk you through a number of things, fixtures that are coming up. We're going to go through some of the players that are coming in, new ones, obviously. Some are coming back, of course. Some familiar faces that we'll have seen from other teams and whatnot. And we've got an interview with Mr. Paul James, Coach Paul James, of course. Bit of an exclusive, that one.
Yeah, his first interview of the season.
Ooh.
First one. Very exciting.
You may recognise me, hopefully, from the Below the Rim stuff that we do, podcasts and YouTube bits and bobs. But this man here, of course, you'll probably recognise from courtside, one of the assistant coaches.
But the good news is, basketball's back, fixtures are out, guys are on court, everyone's here. So that is great, and that's the most important thing for us right now.
So we've got some fixtures. So if I'll rattle them off first. So Flyers away is the first game, which is the big derby. What I'd like to think is one of the biggest derbies in the BBL, to be honest with you, current state.
Yeah, do you know what? I don't like to play it down, Flyers, because I've been involved in basketball in Plymouth for 14 years or whatever, right, through junior programs and whatnot. I love playing Flyers. They all say the same. I've got some great friends there, some really good friends there. They'll listen to this. Guys, Christian, who deals with the junior program, I work with at Southwest. Andreas, I've coached with before, and they've got guys there who know us really well, and we know them really well. We don't like losing against Bristol Flyers. I don't want to play it down. We hate losing to them. Honesty is the best policy there. But they're a good team. They're a great setup. I'm not going to take that away from them. And they've had some games building up to this. But
the social media game's always been good between Flyers and Raiders. It's been something.
They do that really well. Their social media stuff is fantastic. Hats off to them. They do a fantastic job of social media. Yeah. But no, I'm looking forward to that as the first game. That is normally a bit of spice about it, But I think everyone's just going to be happy to play basketball.
In terms of matchup wise, they've got a lot of players coming back.
Yeah.
Whereas the Raiders have got probably more new players coming in. How do you think we're going to match up with them?
I think we'll match up pretty well against them. Andreas normally does a great job of recruiting big, strong guys. And the fact he's kept a lot of those guys. They're a very physical team. He plays with very smart point guards normally, who can score the ball, and they've got one in Josh Wiltshire. We know him too well.
Yeah.
And they're athletic. They're well organised. But I think we match up. If you look, when we go for our players later on, we've got some great size. We've got some really, really smart and exciting players. And when I'm talking smart, I just mean on the court, they are very, very clever. And what I've seen from these guys at training, like your Andrew Lawrence's and your VC Deuces, they are clever players. They know what they're doing. They can read the game very, very well. And that helps us. And the depth. We have scoring depth, we have defensive depth, we can make a rotation and just be happy with that decision and not be worried about anything that we're putting on the court. We've got matchups at every level, I think. I think we'll compete very, very well against them.
Just before we move on, will any of you acknowledge Josh Wiltshire before the game, or will you wait till afterwards?
I don't know, really. No, I like Josh. He's a good friend as well. There's certainly going to be some banter with the guys that he already knows. After the game, I honestly think after the game there'll be a handshake. Well, no, it won't be a handshake, will there? There'll be no handshakes. There'll be a wave from the other side of the court and probably a text message to say good game. And we won't talk about it ever again. That's normally what happens.
Fair enough.
That's normally what happens. But leading up to it, at the end of the day, it's not junior basketball or anything like that. These guys are professionals. The only thing they're going to focus on is getting in and playing that game, and they don't care if they're playing against an old friend or someone they'd never met before. They want to get there. They want to play, and they want to try and get the win.
Well, somebody else is going to be coming back as well. That's a bit later on. Obviously, Surrey picking up Rashad Hassan as well. So we'll get to that. Wolves is going to be the next game on the 15th.
Yeah.
That's the first home game.
Yeah.
And it's going to be at Pavilions.
Very excited.
What is, because one of the big things about the Raiders and Pavilions is the atmosphere.
Yes.
Are the guys ready for this kind of lull? Is the PA system going to be in use? Because that could be a big game turner.
or just put a little bit of music
Just
in
the
the background.
music, the thumping, the noise.
Booing and things
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
I
kind of
don't
that-
think
that
there
kind
will
of
be. I think it's going to be quite a strange environment to begin with. Hopefully we're going to try and get to pavilions and have maybe some training sessions prior to the game. Get used to the environment. Do you know what I saw? And I really want to do it, but our new GM Phil says I'm not allowed. I want to just get like cardboard cutouts of people and just put them in the crowd.
Well, I was going to ask you. They had, was it I think it was the first game with the new ownership. Loads of green T-shirts given out. Just hook them over the seats.
No, we'll just stick cardboard cutouts of people. Like I'll stick a cardboard cutout of my dog in there. Like we'll get, I don't know, Mickey Mouse, stick him up there, and we'll
All
just,
in green, though.
yeah. That'll throw a few people. No, it will be strange. It will be strange. And Pavilions is our home. We love it there. But a lot of these guys are new to Pavilions. Don't forget. You know. But it's going to be the same everywhere. We're not alone in this. You know, away teams love to wind up fans sometimes. You know, they'll go there and they like to get hyped by the energy that comes from the home fans. They haven't got that either. So everyone's in the same boat. You know, Worcester are used to having a big noisy crowd. Bristol are used to having a big noisy crowd. So I think it will even itself out, to be honest with you. I think it'll be strange, but I think once that whistle blows and the ball gets bounced in and teams get talking, I don't think there'll be an issue.
And then obviously Surrey's the other team. We played Flyers again at home on the 18th after the Wolves game, and then it's Surrey away, home and away. 21st and 22nd back to backs. They do always say in that situation you're better off being the away team first, because when you come home, obviously they're coming away from home. They've got to make the second journey and play that game afterwards. You're in the same boat travel-wise, but you're coming home.
Yeah.
Do you think that could play a factor?
Maybe, but I think at this level, probably not as much as people think. I think as long as you get a good night's sleep in your own bed and your sort of, your body will take over. Your adrenaline will take over. You're going to have a good understanding of the team, and it's going to be fresh in your head. You know what guys are doing. You're going to see what they've done the night before. I think rest is going to be probably the most important thing for all the players on that team. If you've seen the period of time between these games is something that we haven't seen before. You know, we're playing 6 games in a very small period of time. You know, we're going to have to rest and recover well, and that's where our guru Elliot comes into play, who deals with our rehab stuff. He will certainly have the guys well prepared fitness wise, where that shouldn't be any form of issue. It's only a few hours, isn't it? It's not, we're not travelling to the other side of the world, so I don't think it's going to be too bad.
It is the toughest journey, though, they say, coming down here, even more so than sort of going up to Glasgow.
People don't like coming down here. So we're a bit strange down here. Not us in general as Plymouth Raiders, just well, it's a bit different, isn't it? You're like, where's the houses? Where's the towns? What's all these fields and what's going on here? Everyone speaks a bit funny. We're out there a little bit, but people like it here, don't they?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's a nice place to be.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm an outsider technically, so I agree.
You're over the ferry. It's not too bad, is it?
So, like you say, it's in quite a short space of time. By the 27th, the cup games are all done and dusted.
Yeah.
What are our chances of progressing in the cup?
Very high. We've got to be confident going into it. We've got a good bunch of guys. We've got a good team around everybody. We've got all the right people in the right places. We've just got to execute. It's a different preparation than we've ever had before, and it has been for everybody. Not everyone's had all their players in yet. Not everyone's had as much training time as they would like. Some people haven't had pre-season games, but that's the norm right now. But the guys are experienced. They've been there, they've done it, they've got the T-shirt. I think we'll be more than ready to really dig deep and go on a run. And that's what I hope. So I've got all faith in the guys. We just got to execute what the plans are, and we should be okay.
Absolutely. Well, that leads us on nicely to the first interview of the season with Coach Paul James.
Hey PJ, welcome back in front of the camera. There's no doubt that this has been a long summer and officially the longest break in BBL. We're looking possibly at an unpredictable season, and with that in mind, how are you feeling about the cup fixtures which have been released?
Well, I'm just glad that we finally going to get some games under our belt. It's been a long time coming. We've had our domestic players here since September 1, sort of working hard, and now bringing in our Americans. So, it's one of those things where the situation is what it is, and all we can do is just make sure that when the day comes that we're ready to play.
So with the players back together now and on court, how have you adapted to realistically preparing for the unknown?
It's kind of business as usual, we're on the floor, we're going through the same practices. Obviously there are protocols to be had and to be done based around, make sure we're keeping everybody safe. And with our bubbles that we have, I think we're doing as much as we can do to make sure that as a group, we're ready to go when we need to go. So as far as the court stuff and the stuff in the S&C suite, it's pretty much the same as normal. And just looking forward to our first set of games coming up.
So we've already mentioned that the cup fixtures are in the diary, and the Raiders will open up against the Southwest Derby against the Bristol Flyers. And does that game spark a little bit more motivation in you, or is it going to be business as usual leading up to that game?
We just look forward to playing some games. We haven't had a lot of time in the build up to these games. 13 days pretty much with everybody being here. So as much as possible, we're kind of focusing on ourselves just to make sure that we are gelled as much as we possibly can be going into this Bristol game. So we're just on the floor, getting up and down, getting used to sort of playing with each other and who can do what and when. But so far it's been pretty good, and Bristol will be our first competitive game.
So on paper, I don't think anybody can argue that it looks like we've got a really exciting and entertaining basketball team this year. What do you think the fans can expect from this group of guys?
Well, they can expect some real quality basketball this season. We have some very experienced, high IQ basketball players on the team. We have some great athletes on the team, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be up and down, but very controlled as well at the same time. And we have a team with many players who can score in different ways, but also defensively, I think we're going to be very, very solid. So I'm really excited to see what we can do against some of the other opposition out there. There's some really tough rosters out there at the moment in time, but now it's about putting it all on the floor and seeing how we come together.
Perfect. Any final messages for the fans?
Yeah, just tune in to watch us. We know it's a shame that you can't be here with us, at our games, but we know you're going to be here with us in spirit. So, we're going to try and entertain as much as we want to, and we'll look forward to sort of hopefully being back together soon.
Thank you.
So there you go. There's Coach PJ just chatting through his thoughts for the season. As the show goes on, we're going to try and have some more exclusive interviews with guys, stuff that you won't find anywhere else. We're going to kind of dig deep and see what we can do. And obviously what's the testing time, but we'll try and get some exclusive stuff and maybe some fun stuff with some of the players and the other coaching staff as we go along. But he was saying there obviously about the players that we've got. I know, Pablo, you've got a big list of players, a big list of questions. I know you're a stat man. So,
the new guys. I'm interested in the new guys. So
okay.
Let's start with Chris Porter-Bunton. Guard forward he's listed at.
Yeah.
He's a pretty big guy. I mean, in terms of his impact on the team, just in training to start with, what kind of a guy is he?
He's a hard worker. He's a really hard worker. He wants to go from the start. He lands in the UK, he wants to get on a basketball court, he wants to train, he wants to play, he's ready to go. You see, and you might see it a little bit in a clip later, or you've seen it already. There's the kit video, new kit. And you see him sort of doing this like a Superman type thing. That's his mentality. He's ready to go, right? And he's quick. He's a quick combo guard. He can shoot the ball really, really well. He can score really well out of anything. I don't want to give too much away. Yeah. Bristol Flyers might be listening to the first game. No, but he's the sort of player that gives you lots of problems. If I can put it in perspective of if I was a coach coaching against him, you kind of got to pick your poison a little way. Is what are you going to do to stop this guy? Because you do this, he's got that. You do that, he's got this. And he's that sort of player. He's very exciting. He likes to score. He facilitates the ball really well. And the biggest thing, he's a really hard worker.
He was over 13, nearly 14 points a game.
Yeah.
last season. He's another guy that's coming that's quite young. There's a number of teams this season that have brought in genuine rookies.
Yes.
Which is always a bit of an unknown, but obviously this guy, you've got like a season to see what he can do.
Yeah, it's rookies. I think if you scout well, and we like to think we do. Danny and PJ do a phenomenal job of scouting and recruiting. You just have to tell the type of league that they've been in before. Is it a league which has familiarity with the BBL? Or is it something a completely different beast? Because you get guys who come over here and it just takes them a little while to catch up. It takes them a little while to catch up. People don't realise how athletic this league can be, how physical this league can be. And when they know that and they get used to that, they can see them blossom. And sometimes you haven't got time to find someone that blossoms. You need someone who's ready to go. And he's certainly one of those guys.
Well, definitely look forward to seeing him starting. Bowling Green, Kentucky, it says he's from.
Not the sort of Bowling Green we found down Central Park or anything like that. It's a little bit more advanced.
Next up, Prince eBay.
Yes, Prince eBay.
Another guy, 6'10". See, I like this. I like the fact that the guys you're bringing in are big guys, because the BBL, usually you don't get the huge guys coming into this league.
Yeah.
I mean, was it Willie Clayton?
Yeah, he was a bit of a beast, wasn't he? Yeah, he was a big boy.
6'8", not huge, but still were able to create a storm.
Yeah, he looked like he could bench press me and you together.
I don't know about that. I'm quite heavy. But this guy, genuinely 6'10", forward or centre, Texas.
Yeah, great college.
Huge college to come
college.
from. I mean, the stats aren't bad. He's not played many minutes for them, but he's sort of averaged across his career nearly 3 points a game, nearly 4 rebounds a game. But NCAA D1, great pedigree to come from. Yeah. What's he like in training?
So sometimes in the league where you see a guy and you see his stats and you're like, 6'7", you look at him, you go, nah, mate, you're 6'2".
Yeah.
Right?
Parker Jackson Cartwright. Yeah.
Hey.
I stood next to him, man. He was up there.
I bet he went past you quick, though.
Couldn't stop him. Yeah.
This guy comes in and he's like 6'10", going on like 7'5". He's huge. Yeah. He is massive.
Yeah.
And he's physical. He's a real, if I want to try and keep it, I don't want to get too technical and tactical. I want to have the fan in me a little bit. He's a dunker. He's a dunker and he's a shot blocker. He does the dirty work. He can put the ball down like you wouldn't believe. You can see the highlights at the end of this tape. Like, he blocks shots and he'll put it into rosette. Right? The guy's a monster. And he's a great guy as well. The team are loving it right now. He's coming in there. He's enjoying himself. He's a real physical presence. And if Raiders fans from the past, and you might have a flashback of this as well, you remember the days of your Colton Aaron and your Terence Durham, these big, physical, athletic guys who were just strong.
Zach Wells, yeah.
Right, and hey, Zach was a big dude.
He's massive.
He's a big dude.
Mate, in pre-season, he shut down CJ Getty's.
Yeah, he was a big dude. He changed shots. But I'm talking these really, really bouncy, athletic guys. There you go. That's Prince. That's Prince.
Yeah. He's like a human highlight reel then. That's what we're expecting.
Yeah, very much so.
He's as well, his G League stats are pretty good.
Yeah.
And I believe the Long Island Nets, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he's been involved with BBL royalty.
Go on.
Because somebody by the name of Alton Bird, I believe, is involved with that team.
Blimey.
Yeah.
That's going back some time.
One of the best. Ask him about him. See if he mentions him.
All right. I'll remember that.
So we've got another guy, Australian guy.
Yeah.
Ryan Beasty.
Yep.
A little bit of an unknown.
Mm-hmm.
NCAA D2, Regis in Denver, decent stats there. So kind of outweighs not being D1, but good stats in D2.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing. What's this guy like?
Personally, the best way of describing him, keeping it simple, he's an all-rounder. Shoots the ball well, can finish at the hoop, passes it, got good size about him.
Yeah, another big guy.
Play inside, play outside. Very, very versatile. He fits into what we've got really nicely. He's a real good complement to everything else which is around us. He will have an impact, there's no doubt about that. He can score the free. you seen the video. Watch him take a 3-point shot. I don't even know if I can put a bit of paper under the feet. His release is so quick, and his shot, but it's pinpoint. It's a really nice shot, and he can get the shot off really quickly. You know, like Will can from the 3-point line. You know, like Will Neighbour can. He can pick, pop, and shoot the free ball. But he's got a bit of everything, which is just what you need. Multiple threats.
Well, alongside him potentially as well is somebody that people will already know.
Yeah.
He's been an MVP in the trophy, I think it was. Ashley Hamilton. Obviously, we've seen him for the Royals, incredibly effective.
Yeah.
Playoff final, wore Jordan 12s, which I love.
Yeah.
What's this guy like?
He is the nicest guy you'll meet on the basketball court. Like, genuinely is. The nicest guy. He's got a great family. I went over when they first arrived. I had to go deliver a baby gate, as you do, right? And I met his cat Simba.
No way.
No, sorry, not Simba. No, Mufasa. He's going to tell me I was cat.
Even better.
Yeah, that's completely two different sides of that film, isn't it? There, really. But no, he's the nicest guy, and he's a really hard worker. We do a couple of shooting drills in training, and he will not let me leave to go home until he's completed these drills, until he's got a certain percentage or made a certain amount of shots. Genuinely a great guy. Sometimes you can have players in teams which are superstars, known as superstars, and they come in and they act a bit like superstars.
Yeah.
This guy, completely different. Like, the fans are going to love him.
Humble.
He's, really humble, really nice guy. And actually, basketball-wise, we haven't even touched on. We just know he's super talented. Yeah. Super talented, knows how to win. And that's important.
Well, somebody else, I don't think they played at the same time at the Royals. And it's anybody who listens to or watches the Below the Rim show will know I am very high on this guy. I think he's one of the best BBL players I've seen in recent years.
Yeah.
Andrew Lawrence. I mean, is he as good as he looks? Do you know what I mean? Is he?
He's a game changer.
Yeah. X Factor.
Yeah, he's a game changer. And story about him, he really frustrated me on one of the trainings because he is so clever. Yeah. So, training as normal, guys went to get into a bit of 5-on-5. PJ looks at me, waves his whistle in the air, and that means I got a ref. I can't stand reffing at training because these guys are really competitive. They start, I go from then coach to ref, and they give me so much stick. But Andrew Lawrence is so clever and how he moves the basketball and uses his body and things like that. I didn't know what to call and when to call it. He kept catching me off guard and putting these fouls in, and if I didn't call it, he's on me. And he gave me some stick in that 5-on-5 game. But watching him play from a different perspective than coach it, just so clever. Yeah. So clever. Changes direction like that, can get shots up from anywhere, just controls the floor. Like you said, massive X factor.
Well, he obviously was Summer League, NBA Summer League for Washington at Vegas.
Yeah.
Not bad numbers either, considering he hasn't played many minutes. He's played 4 games, 16 minutes a game. He's on 5-6 points.
Yeah.
Nearly 3 rebounds.
Shoots the
and
ball,
the guy can pass. His shooting's amazing. Obviously, he was part of the Olympic team as well.
Yeah.
And his international career has just been second to none.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's going to be so exciting to have him on the team because, not forget, beginning of last season, he came with 5 other players with the Royals. Yeah. In a game that I thought the Raiders were just going to walk, and he just ran the show. Yeah, it was insane. That guy was insane.
He and you know what? He's a good guy. He looks after the young students as well. He sees the best in people, and if people ask him for advice, he gives it, and he helps the guys. He puts arms around people, so he's a good person to have around. Yeah, no doubt about it.
Definitely like a leader. Yeah. So, I mean, if I said to you, we need someone feisty, we're going to go in the trenches, and it's going to be a fight, and we need someone just like that, and we've got LVC Dusha. The guy is just non-stop. What's this guy like in training?
He surprised me, I've seen him play multiple times, and I like how he plays. He's a very good point guard. He moves the ball well. he doesn't stop talking at training.
Really?
Like, he doesn't stop talking.
I'm not surprised at that. I don't know why.
He doesn't stop. He's communicating the whole time, defensively, offensively, on the bench. Like, it could be talking about anything, but he communicates all the time, all the time, and he really encourages the young guys. And do you know when people say train as you play? He's the prime example of that. He's a prime example of that. I made a mistake with him at training. He said, "Oh, Paul, can you D me up for a couple of jump shots and things like that?" Look, I never was anything. I never am anything. So put me to play defense on V. I had to say to him in his ear, I said, "Look, mate, don't make me fall over," because he's really going at me like I was like a BBL player, and it was. He just works. He works and he talks a lot. He's a great person, and I'm really pleased that he's here because actually he brings that leadership as well, and he brings that veteran know-how. He's been in the league longer than people realise.
Well, he feels like he's been around for a while.
He's only a young guy.
He's only 26, isn't he?
Yeah.
2013-14 was Scorchers. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he had a few years with them. Came to Plymouth.
Yeah.
Played against the Scorchers.
Yeah.
Got fouled out. Was really going for it. Got fouled out with like a quarter left.
Someone was holding him back on the baseline for something. I don't know what happened.
He was going for it. He was great. Played a bit of Euro Cup as well. For I was going to try and pronounce the name, but I'm not going to. So we'll just leave it at that. He's played some Euros.
If you're talking a group of point guards in a team and in the BBL and people that you want on your team, he's up there. And you realise that more when you see him at training.
He turned the game as well. The was that the trophy or the cup final against the London Lions? Yeah. Played in overtime as if he'd literally not played any minutes in the game, fresh, and just was going at it. Turn the game, 100%.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a good personality, and he's a really hard worker.
Tell me about Michael Osterobia.
Big Mike.
Another big dude.
Big Mike.
Big rebounding guy.
Rebounds, block shots.
Does he train with the glasses on?
I just expect him to sleep with them and train with them, like shop with them, because that's all I've seen him in. He's a big dude. He gets down and dirty, and he blocks shots, he rebounds stuff, he puts it back in. Yeah. When you're talking about having some guys who just do the dirty work, that's your guy right there. You know, and I think with more minutes under his belt than what he's previously had, he can make a real difference. He's always been a solid member of that Cheshire Phoenix team. Yeah, he was a real problem when we played them. He was a real problem for us.
Get you 8-9 boards a game.
Yeah, easily. And he fits in well with what we got. He fits in really, really well. Sometimes over the years, sometimes we've been missing at Raiders, just a beast, just a guy that's going to really get physical, like you said. And he certainly fits that bill.
Now, somebody who's coming up from the NBL, obviously had a really good last season, particularly with Kestrels, took the Eagles to the final. In fact, Elliot Sentence, obviously, is who we're talking about. Yeah. Him being benched late in that fourth quarter, or was it overtime? I forget now. But he basically lost them that game, in my opinion. I'm not a coach. Obviously, they made a decision to go defensively. Yeah. He seems like he can score from anywhere. Is that the case?
He's a funny guy. He's a real personality at training. Yeah. Really, really funny guy. He puts a smile on everyone's face, whether he means to or not sometimes. But he's a funny dude, and I would hate to scout him. He's so unpredictable, but not erratic unpredictable. He can score from anywhere, out of anything. It just happens. Shoots the ball really, really well. He plays defense. He's an energizer bunny as well. When he gets onto the court, everyone's doing their form shots. Elliot Sentence is running laps of the court, dribbling a basketball, making a layup at either end. Does that for about 20 minutes. I think Will started following him the other day just to see how many laps he did. He ends up doing about 20 laps before he even starts training.
Really?
Yeah, seriously. He just runs laps and makes layups and keeps running in circles. I thought he was messing around to begin with. He does that every day. I'm like, what's this guy doing? But he can score the ball, and he works hard. He plays tough defense on everybody. No one wants him matching up with him. He adds a completely different dimension to our team. That's for sure. He's a very exciting young prospect.
Well, you've mentioned already Will Neighbour.
Yeah.
coming back again. So we kind of know
Big
what to
country.
expect from him. What was that? Is that his nickname?
Big country. Oh, he's got plenty of nicknames. we won't go into that.
He's one of the best kind of glue guys, I think.
Yeah.
Any team he's on, the camaraderie seems to be way higher.
Yeah, very very underrated player, I think, in the BBL. Shoots the ball, plays inside, has a ridiculous hook shot, which is near impossible to stop. Yeah, you can scout that all day long, but you actually got to put your hand up and try and stop it. It's a whole different thing. Big personality, gels really well with the guys, like you said. He's a really good glue guy. I had the privilege of doing a bike ride with him. In the original lockdown, like saying that like it was so long ago.
Yeah.
Cycling behind a 7-footer with a buckled wheel is not the best experience of my life. But no, he's really good. He's really, really good. He's really consistent and he can change games. You saw that last season when he came on for us. He changed his games.
Won the game at Glasgow.
Correct.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Hit a couple of big threes.
Yeah.
But I know, and you can put pictures up on this, and I hope you do this because his picture on Real Basketball GM is, I'm going to show you now.
No.
That's got to be updated, surely.
No, leave it. That's brilliant.
It's like those pictures of Gordon Hayward, if you've ever seen those. When you play NBA 2K, he's still got his picture from like high school.
I love that. Doesn't look so intimidating though, does he? Looks like
no, not at all.
Very polite young man.
Not at all. Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of roster, close us off.
Well, don't forget we got Denzel Ubiaro
Coming back again.
Can't forget him. Like he's a really good up and coming Brit. So athletic.
Is it true he came through a trial system?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the day that he came in. And I actually saw him in town.
Yeah.
Whilst he was on his way to the trials, and I followed afterwards. And we got there, and he's like, "I thought you were something to do with Raiders. I saw your shoes, the shoes you were wearing. You're a basketball player." And so like he came through that trial system, joined Marjohn's. It was a massive part of the Marjohn setup with Danny McGee. But he just improves every single year. Every single year he improves. He gets stronger. He gets faster. His shot's getting better all the time. He's a real X factor, and he's a guy that in the past has come off the bench, and again can change games. Can change games. Really good defensive player, real pest on defense.
Yeah.
A lot of time for Denzel, and he's one of the guys, the first guy in the gym. You can guarantee if you can get in there, Denzel's in there, and he's taking 250 shots before anyone else comes in.
Very athletic, isn't he?
Yeah.
Always get to the hoop.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Some of his highlight reels were insane last season.
Yeah.
I felt for him a little bit because obviously there was a number of players before him, so it's like he didn't maybe get as many minutes as he did the previous season. But when he was on, he was so effective.
He makes a difference. He makes a difference. He's a good personality as well. Really good personality. Nicest guy. Before sort of the COVID stuff came into play, he used to come and help out the junior sessions and join in with the kids and stuff and things like that. He's a great person to have around the club, around the community. But no, he's due a really big season.
Are any more of the uni guys coming back as well?
So we got Isaiah.
Yeah. Isaiah Walker.
Isaiah Walker.
Welsh international.
Yeah. Didn't see as much of him last season. He had an injury towards the end. But he's a tough kid. Trains really, really hard. He can make a difference. He shoots the free ball, can play inside. He's certainly got a bright future ahead of him. That's for sure. So that's a rundown of the players, and I think you agree as we're both our fans gone into the business.
Yeah,
it's very exciting for a Raiders team. And do you know what? You would have seen it today because it was released today. The new kit. What do you think?
Pinstripes.
You like it?
I'm a fan.
You're a fan?
Well, I'm a 90s person, and all the teams in the 90s that were any good had pinstripes.
So, you're going to be buying yourself a jersey?
Well, yeah. Guess what I've got on the back?
Pablo?
Lawrence. 100%.
Oh, do you want to get him to sign it for you as well?
Yes, please. I feel like I've won a competition.
No, the kit's fantastic. So you can go onto the Raiders social media, onto YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and you can find the video of the kit. It's fantastic, and obviously that is available to purchase through Christmas time. I think
both kits have got the pinstripes.
Yes, both kits have got
green
the pinstripe.
and the white.
Correct.
No orange. You didn't fancy the orange.
Yeah, green and white's good.
It was a bigger hit than you think.
I like the orange.
It was a lot of people didn't like it.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people did.
Yeah.
More people than I thought.
I think green and white is traditional Raiders. It's always been Raiders. Like the orange was like, it's like a rebel cousin that popped down to see his family for a while type thing, you know. I ain't seen him in a while.
Foxy should still wear it. He should wear the orange.
Yeah, he could yeah, flipping out.
Have we seen much of Foxy in the off season? I mean, I saw him fall over the hedge in the video where he's gone out to bang his saucepan. Fell in a hedge. That was great. Great work.
Yeah, he's got his own range of books, hasn't he? He's got cartoons. He's a superstar, that guy. He's had a very productive off season. There's no lockdown for animals.
Is he allowed? Is he going to be at the venue? Is he going to be at Pavilions?
Cardboard cutout. Answer perfect.
I'm not coming if he's not there.
Stick him in the top corner somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know what the social distancing rules are for foxes, to be fair.
For mascots.
That's something I've really thought about. But no, there you go. I think that's pretty much us covered. We want to try and make this a regular thing. The first episode's always a bit longer because we don't know what we're doing, let's be honest. Well, I don't personally.
No.
But I think it's going to be an exciting season, mate.
Game on.
I'm
Can't
looking
wait.
forward to it.
Yeah.
So let's wait for the first game. Bristol Flyers, here we come.